It began in a meeting room with a glass wall and no mercy. An ordinary person was under the kind of pressure that makes even a decent person wonder how much decency costs. At first, nothing looked dramatic. That is how many important moments arrive, not as thunder, but as a small change in the air. At first, the situation looked practical. There was money to earn, a position to keep, a debt to manage, a family to support, a future to secure. People like to say character matters, but character is easiest to praise when the rent is already paid. An ordinary person understood the numbers. The numbers were not sentimental. They did not care about dignity, sleep, conscience, or the quiet fear of becoming someone unrecognizable. The numbers simply waited at the end of the month. Then came the offer, the shortcut, the compromise, or the moment of humiliation. It did not announce itself as evil. It sounded reasonable. Everyone does it. Do not be naive. Think of your family. Think of your career. Think of survival. But there is a line that only the person crossing it can feel. From the outside, it may look like a small adjustment. Inside, it can feel like handing over the last private room of the self. The story turns on that line. An ordinary person had to decide whether success was still success if it required becoming hollow. There was one detail he would remember later: the way a hand hesitated near a pocket, the way a chair scraped the floor, the way a familiar room suddenly felt like a place where everyone was acting. Today the same pressure appears in different clothes. It may be a target number, a mortgage payment, a visa deadline, a medical bill, a performance review, or the quiet terror of being replaced by someone younger and cheaper. The story does not pretend money is unimportant. Money is rent, medicine, food, heat, school fees, and dignity. But it also asks what happens when survival keeps asking for pieces of a person's soul. A society that praises winners too loudly can forget to ask what people had to give up in order to look successful. This is why the story does not feel old, even if the setting may belong to another time. The costumes change, the technology changes, the cities change, but the human problem remains recognizable. People still want to be understood before they are judged. They still want a second chance without being reduced to their worst mistake. They still want love that does not turn every weakness into evidence against them. And perhaps the most important lesson is this: compassion is not the refusal to see the truth. Compassion is seeing the truth clearly and still refusing to destroy a person with it. Years later, the details may fade. The choice does not. It becomes the small light by which a person remembers who they were trying to be.